Hey.
Hello,
Can
hello.
can you see us all right?
Yeah,
Okay, wonderful.
great. Well,
We're just having some technical difficulties in the studio, but it's a pleasure to meet everybody.
all good. Well, it's about 3 past, so let's get going. I'm sure more people will trickle in as we continue along here. But like I said at the top, I'm Michael. I run brand and marketing here at Forum Kitchens. I'll be sort of moderating today. Like I said, if at any point you have any questions, there's a chat window and also a Q&A window. And I will be reading those aloud, and we'll make sure all your questions get answered. I'll kick it over to Rachel and Sam.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel. I'm the studio manager here at our Brooklyn office. So really, if you want to come into the studio, you'll see all of our most popular fronts on the back of our wall here. And here's a couple of sample units. You can see some of our inserts that we've got, some of the hardware, soft clothes, and this is Sam Simmons, who did all of our install, and his company's called Install.
Great. So I'm Sam. I'm the owner of Install, and we do European kitchen innovations and installations. And we've worked with for various projects. So yeah, happy to answer questions.
Great. Well, the first question we have coming through are, what are the benefits of Form over custom-built kitchens?
Well, the benefits of working with Form over something that's super custom is really the showroom markdown. We don't have a bunch of showrooms, so any of our kitchens are going to be, in the range of 25 to 40% less than something that you would get custom made or find on a showroom floor. Also, the German manufacturing is amazing. It's super, super durable. And especially on the East Coast, there's a lot of humidity. I mean, in the summer or if you cook a lot, the boxes aren't going to warp or change shape. We've got over 1,000 different fits. I mean, I could go on and on.
From an installation standpoint, they're pretty easy to install. They come with an installation manual as well, if you want to do your own install. And you've got a full set of plans, which you don't tend to get so much of the custom ones here in the States. In general, they're a lot simpler to install.
Sam, as a follow-up question, can you sort of speak to, since you have history and experience with kind of European style cabinets, can you speak a little bit more to sort of the build quality and the materiality?
Yeah. So the build quality is great. You definitely get the boxes are. The carcasses themselves tend to be a lot more. So the actual carcass tends to be a lot more truer and squarer than what you'd get from a custom manufacturer who's generally not using the same sort of CNC machinery as you'd get with the guys that Form use. So it's, you're going to get a square box, which makes for installation, which then also makes the final levels to be a lot easier. The doors will line up and just everything to get that crisp, clean look.
Great. Another question coming through is, do the cabinets come in preset sizes, or are any of them built to order?
So all of the cabinets, so we've got about 1,000 different fits. All of the cabinets roughly translate to about 2 inches in American sizing, somewhere around there. And if we don't have something that's a perfect fit, we can provide a filler panel to make sure that you have nice clean lines and everything is the size that you're hoping to achieve.
Great, thank you. Another question coming through is, how can I access the list of interior options for your cabinets? And maybe as a follow-on, can you just talk about sort of the optionality we have behind the fronts?
Sure. So do you mean all of like the drawer, just to clarify, the drawer inserts that we have and like, different kind of like, garbage pullouts, recycling, compost? all
Yeah, I
those sorts
think exactly all those sorts of options we offer.
So I can show you just some of like the most popular ones that we've got here in the studio. So this one is great. It's a wood. So it will come pretty much assembled. This is for your spice rack. So all you have to do is literally put this in and everything is fit perfectly to the drawer. So it's not like if you're getting it at like the container store where things don't fit exactly as you'd like. Then you've also got these kinds of inserts where you can move these around on the pegboard here. These wider drawers can also hold up to like around 150 pounds, which is amazing. So, if you like to cook a lot and you have a lot of gadgets or crock pots, like these are great. You can move these pegs around on the pegboard to adjust to whatever, size you want. You can just move them around. They come out like that. And then after this call, Michael and I will follow up with all of you and we can send you our catalog, which has the majority of our inserts and lighting options and, over 70 different fronts you can choose from and everything. I mean, it's great. I would say that's one of the biggest benefits of working with Form is the amount of options we have for, the interiors and also, of course, the design services. I mean, you can't beat them.
Great. Question coming in from Harvey. Is Form having any problems with supply chains right now, most notably delays?
Yeah, so in total transparency, in the pandemic, it was, something that we had to adjust to, and now we've got it down to a science. So, I mean, yes, things are a bit longer than usual, but we let you know right up front. We'll give you a guaranteed delivery date. It falls under the 25-year warranty. And if your kitchen is delayed by even a couple of days, have a 1% refund policy. So every day your kitchen's delayed, you get a 1% refund. So there's a lot that falls under that 25-year warranty. So you're covered no matter what. But we definitely added our dates. So you don't have to worry about it. We're not over promising and under delivering.
And Rachel, just to give people a sense, what are lead times right now for production and delivery to the East Coast and the West Coast?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So once your designer on your project confirms the order with our factory in Germany, it's about a 12-week lead time to the East Coast. And then if you're somewhere Midwest, it's going to be around 15 weeks. California, Washington, you're looking at more like 18 weeks at this point.
Great, thank you. Sam, I've got a couple of questions for you. Oh. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay. Sam, someone said, I'm in the middle of installing my Form kitchen right now, and I'd like to know any tips for installing the rails for a bank of upper cabinets.
Any tips?
Can they be a little more specific, maybe?
I mean, first of all, check inside the installation manual, which comes inside one of the boxes with all of the bits and accessories, because that's great. It's got loads of visuals in there. You guys have got online as well. There's some online tutorials. There's some tutorials online as well, which is helpful. But really, it is just a case of you want to hold it up to the back of the cabinet where it locks into the adjustment system to measure down where your storage should be, and then that's where you know to right.
Great, thank you. Sam, actually, I'm going to send another one your way. What material are the doors made of?
Oh, question for me.
I can jump in there.
I think that's, yeah.
No, I'm happy to do that. So I can show you how thick the doors are. They're amazing. So this is a good example of a cabinet door right here. So the cabinet door is going to match the color of the front of the cabinet. So they're going to be made of a high density furniture board coated in a melamine and then a combination of a lacquer or laminate on top. So the boxes are going to be, the fronts, they're going to be super, super thick. I mean, that's over half an inch right there. So extremely resilient, easy maintenance. We do have a couple of solid wood fronts. Those are in the shaper style, but all the flat fronts are going to be the high density furniture board.
And I can just confirm that the finished panels are the same. The same look.
Got it. Thank you. Lots of questions coming in, so I just want to make sure I answer or get them all asked. Can I order cabinets from you without the design services if I know exactly what I need?
No, sorry. We have a very specific way that we work. I know it's a bit different from usual cabinet manufacturers, but the design service is rather. However, it will definitely expedite the design process. If you already have a set of designs that you're looking for, to translate them into our system and, you know, with our sizing and our kind of inserts, it will move things along much faster.
I will just add there, if you do have hardline drawings, we do offer a trade program. So if you do have hardline drawings, you can work with our trade side of the business, and that's more of an expedited design service where they kind of fit the product to your design.
Yeah, definitely. So again, at the end of this call, we can, you know, give you more information about our trade services and how that works.
And it is, yeah, the trade department as well on projects, and it's a smooth process. It's because if you've got your own design, it's a lot quicker.
Great. Someone, Jay is asking, are the interior fittings from standard hardware manufacturers so we can add stuff later over time?
So are you, just to clarify, are you asking if you could order like inserts and whatnot later on?
Exactly.
Like, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we don't recommend it. I mean, we do have, you know, the shipping is included on projects that are over 15,000, but then if you have a project that's under that, we're going to require $1,000 shipping fee. And I think, you know, there's a certain minimum for shipping, just because, you know, we are shipping from Germany and we need to fill those containers. So it would be best to order everything all at once.
Got it. This is another question about materials. I understand the substrate is MDF, but are any fronts real veneer?
So we don't offer veneer finishes. Everything is going to be that high density furniture board coated in the melamine, and then a combo of the lacquer laminate or one or the other, but we don't have.
As a follow-up to the interior fittings, a question about what the hardware, is it Blum?
Yes. That was an easy, whatever that was.
A lot of questions coming through, so we'll make sure we get to everything. What does your warranty cover?
Yeah, so warranty, again, is 25 years, and that's going to cover, we have a perfect fit guarantee, guaranteed delivery date. Also, anything malfunctions, damages upon arrival or over time, we would replace that and expedite shipping right away. There's more information on that on the website, which we can include again in the follow-up email after this, just so we can get to more questions. I hope that, but those are the big things that the warranty covers. Yeah, malfunctions over time, guaranteed delivery date, perfect fit.
Great. This is from Trish. Working on a project now, the client already has specified their plumbing hardware and appliances. Is that an issue?
They have not specified their
No,
plumbing.
they have.
Oh no, that's great. I mean, if they have specified, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That's great.
Great. Okay. As the cabinets are European, are they designed for standard American appliance sizes? I'm from the UK originally and know that European appliances are typically smaller than American.
They are, yeah. I mean, I can't say for sure, but from my experience, pretty much everything is custom. The US sizes. That's
So,
for ovens,
yeah.
refrigerators.
So it's dishwashers and refrigerators. And yes, we can work with American appliances. It's not a problem. I would just say that, that's something that you should definitely have your contractor connect with the designer on, so they can make sure that they're getting the exact measurements, and we're providing everything we need to. Again, under the warranty, we would fix anything that, is a mistake of ours. But bottom line, yes, it's not a problem.
Great. Do you have any upper cabinets that swing open like a garage door?
Oh yeah, we got plenty of those. So we've actually got one that's a garage unit where you can pull it up. You've got the flap up, just regular. You've got ones that you can lift up. You've got ones you can pull down. So those are all going to be detailed in our catalog, and then even more you can talk through with the designer on your project.
Great. Do you work with our appliance specs and produce custom tall cabinets? Example, triple stack Sub-Zero wolf pieces.
So I hope I'm answering this correctly, and if not, just let me know. So I haven't ever encountered a situation where we can't do, like, for a refrigerator, the right paneling for that. That should be fine. Do we do super customized in terms of like the cabinet sizes? We do have, a very wide range, like in terms of different size cabinets over like 3,500. And we would just provide the filler pieces if needed. So again, it's about roughly 2 inches for, like, in American sizing. I mean, but we have quite a lot. I don't know if you were asking in terms of width or height, but.
So on height, there's actually a project I'm working with. I've got a 20-inch wine cooler at the bottom. We've got a built-in microwave oven above it, and then we've got a cabinet above. So to get all of the spacing and to get everything fit, it's been customized, and everything has the correct spacing for the appliances, both the refrigerator appliance and the oven to work within the correct distance from each other as well. So, yeah, that's
Great, thanks.
stacking. If that's a stacking question, then yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Are the lower cabinets available in shallower depths? I'd like something 18 inches and 21 inches deep for a non-appliance wall.
You know what? That's a great question. I would like to follow up with the design team just to make sure, and then just get back to you with that specific size checking before I give a final answer.
Yes, Sarah, we're more than happy to follow up after talking with our technical product team about that. Here's a question about sort of our design process. How do you get assigned to a designer? I know your team is spread coast to coast. I'd like to work with someone in my time zone.
You'd like to work with someone where, I'm sorry?
In their time zone. Just want to understand. They want to understand sort of how they get paired up with a designer.
Sure. So we do have a rotation usually of what designers are available. We keep our team tight. They are all experienced and have 10 plus years of technical kitchen design. If you need someone specifically in a time zone, I'm sure we can work that out for you. You might just have to wait longer to work with them if you specifically want someone in your time zone, because I don't know what their project load is at the moment. But it can happen. We can work it out.
Yeah, and just to add to what Rachel said, we generally try to pair you with someone in your time zone because it's just a better experience for both designer and client. So something worth noting in your free consultation. Here's an interesting question. Just wondering what makes a difference between a $15,000 kitchen and a $25,000 kitchen being the same size. So Same size
Sure.
kitchen. What do you get if you spend $10,000 more?
I mean, you're gonna have some some things that different ceiling height. Like if it's same size kitchen, linear feet, that's one thing. But if the ceiling is like 10 feet and you want to have a second row of upper cabinetry, that's gonna cost more. And then if your ceiling height is, about average, 8.5 feet, that's fine. It's really gonna be all those like bells and whistles. Like, do you want, let's say storage on both sides of your island? How many of those, like, do you want under cabinet lighting everywhere? And, do you want to have a base cabinet that's got 4 drawers as opposed to 2? Like, it's all of those things that really add up.
Thank you.
That though, Michael, like you can, your designer, let's say your budget is like a hard stop 20,000. As long as you're in like the right range that the person you're talking with on your free consultation gives you, we can work with you on trade-offs. Like, so it doesn't have to, there's a range. The designer will help you.
Great. Kenton said he saw banquette seating on our Instagram. Is that a product we offer?
Yes, but that will also be more expensive. That's not something that we definitely can offer that. Banquette seating that opens at the top, it has to be drawers, but it's definitely something that's more of a customized piece than typical base cabinets.
Great, thank you. I think we've gotten to every question. Sam, since we have you and we don't always have you, a few questions I'd like to ask is, what would you tell clients about sourcing a contractor and installer? Like, when should you engage? What should you be looking for? What's important in this process?
Definitely early on. I think obviously you get your consultation before. Know where your budgets are. Make sure that you're looking to get what you want, and then straight away you do want to get it. It just makes the whole process a lot easier for yourself. To have somebody from the beginning who's going to be able to say to you, that actually, yes, you can do what you're trying to design, because obviously the form can design what you want, but without a contractor to actually verify that you can actually do that in your space. And so we mainly work in New York City, where you're kind of limited to what you can do with plumbing and stuff like that. But even if you're working in your own private house, you still might be limited to what you can achieve with plumbing and electrical, being able to move to certain places. So you 100% do really need to get a contractor on board first. I mean, even stuff like with electrical, which may not seem as obvious as the plumbing, if you're trying to use a higher power oven than what you've got, you obviously need to make sure that you've got power to do that stuff. So it's things like that that are key to really establish early on with a good contractor.
Great. And as a follow-on question, Jason just asked, what is generally a good rough estimate for installation costs as a percentage of material cost or total project value? So, for example, he said if I'm buying $20,000 worth of cabinetry and hardware, is there a good rule of thumb for what that install might cost?
Fortunately, that's not how we do our pricing, so I wouldn't really know how to answer that. What I can say on average for install, we offer full project management, whether you're a contractor or not. So for us, the basic installation will include checking the dimensions, checking that you can actually do what you want to do before the cabinetry is ordered, taking the delivery, installing the cabinetry, and making sure that for the cabinetry and everything is ready. Without doing the contracting, typically that's around 6,000 or 7,000.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
and that's Manhattan prices.
Exactly. Like, if you're living in a major city, I can just say, I mean, Sam knows obviously a lot more about this than I do, but I can just say that, you're not going to spend less than $5,000 in a major city on installation. And that's like just basics without moving walls and plumbing and all of that around. This is just talking about demoing out your cabinets and installing new ones.
Great. And then one other question for you, Sam, and then we have one more product question. But Sam, if you were to highlight sort of the big difference between European cabinets and American cabinets, is there a reason you chose to work with European cabinets? Is there something about the build quality or the look that drew you to European cabinetry?
Yeah, I guess that's the question when we were talking about what's the difference between them. First of all, just say the wonderful thing about traditional cabinetry is if you are looking at really, really high end, and that's the look that you're going for, then that is very specific. There's a lot of competitors that don't offer high end, and they're manufacturing in a more of a rushed way to make the markups that they need to make to compete. They're not using machinery that the European manufacturers are using. They don't have the factories and they don't have the facilities to make a product that is as good a quality, unfortunately. And that is just kind of the fact of it, because they run on a small scale. And when that comes through to the installation, that shows. And when it comes through to the final product, not every client sees it because they don't know about it. But from my perspective, you can see a difference. You really can see a difference. And with the European cabinetry and the look, it's a lot easier to achieve that high-end look at a lower price point.
Great, thank you. Rachel, a couple final questions here. I have, not me personally, Kane has Philips Hue lighting throughout his house. He's wondering, can he integrate the Philips Hue lighting into our cabinets? Or do you have under cabinet lighting options?
Oh yeah, we have under cabinet lighting options. We've got, recessed lighting, we've got the LED strips, we've got dimmers, we've got you can change, the heat, the brightness. So we can definitely provide you with plenty of our own under cabinet lighting. You want it within, the right underneath the counter and above the cabinets. You want it underneath your upper cabinets. We have it where you can do it, sorry guys, I've got this, I'm on my phone. But if you want to do it underneath by your toe kick, you can do it there too. To answer your question about doing your own under cabinet lighting, again, I'm going to have to defer to the designers on that. But
it comes built in the under cabinets. It's a lot cleaner. And if you've got issues with connecting it to a home system you've got in, that's more of a question for your electrician, because it doesn't matter what kind of lighting system you get, the electrician might have to provide a separate transformer for that so that it connects to your home system.
Very helpful. Well, we're almost at time. Two final questions, and then afterwards we will be sending everyone a follow-up email with really helpful resources to quality guide, catalog, and a path to grabbing a free consultation with our team. Two final questions. Can you talk about countertops? Do you all supply them? What material? How do countertops work in the form world?
Sure. So everything is shipping from Germany. So at this point, we're not shipping stone from Germany. We do have some workshops that we can, your designer can walk you through, or the account rep that you're speaking with during your free consultation. But in terms of getting the stone and having it really needs to be cut super precisely. So it's better to do it on site, which I'm sure Sam can speak to that.
Yeah. If you're going to get like a man-made, like a quartz or a natural stone, you're going to want to use local fabrication. If you're going to go for a laminate top, and it's personally for me, I wouldn't use it in a wet area, but if you're going to go for a banquet or something like that, they're great for that.
Yeah.
And again, that will be cut on site by your tool to fit.
And you know, usually contractors, like they have stone yards that they work with and prefer and defer to. So that is always helpful. And, you know, your designer will work with you to design the kitchen holistically. So even if we're not supplying the countertops, they're going to walk you through details that before I worked for them, I wouldn't have even thought of. Like, you know, do you do a lot of cooking prep on your countertop? You know, how to best match the cabinets and the floors with the countertops to create one cohesive look. I mean, they're going to really go through everything, but also consider your budget as well. They might say, well, you know, you would like the look of quartz, but maybe there's another type of material that's a little bit less expensive to fit into your budget.
Great, thank you. Okay, last question from Natalie. The catalog shows cabinet faces with what looks like maybe a marbled material. Is that something you offer?
I think, and I hope I'm answering again correctly, you're referring to our concrete reproduction. So this is one thing I'm happy to, you know, go through at the studio. These types of layer to them to get lab. So hopefully that was just to answer that.
Great, thank you. Well, we're over time. I think we got through all the questions. Appreciate it, Rachel and Sam. If you do live in the New York area, we can always host you at the studio. Rachel, you can book a one-on-one appointment with Rachel, or we have open hours throughout the week. But we'll be sending a follow-up email with some helpful links, including the link to book a free consultation. And we'll also include Sam's information as well if you live in the New York area. But thanks so much for coming out. And thank you, Sam and Rachel.
Thank you, guys. Talk to you. Bye.